Good morning, boys and girls. Maddie Grace and I are here to read to you chapter 5 of A Big Day for Baseball. I wanted to tell you guys that today we're going to have a show and tell at 12 o'clock noon. So we're going to have a show and tell, a virtual show and tell at 12 o'clock noon. So bring your favorite item with you, and we are going to do it on a Google Hangout, the link that we used the other day. So you'll just click on it. We're going to do it at noon on here, and we'll all get together and we will share our favorite items with each other. So we're going to do a virtual show and tell today. That'll be so much fun. So I'll see you all at noon. All right. That will be our kind of virtual Fun Friday. Okay. So we are on chapter 5, Magic Treehouse, A Big Day for Baseball. And did anybody guess what my hat was? Can you say the Brooklyn Dodgers?
Mommy.
Can you say the Brooklyn Dodgers?
Mommy.
Can you say Brooklyn Dodgers?
Mommy.
Say Dodgers.
Hey, Mommy. Oh, they did that.
Can you say Dodgers? Sit up. Okay. Foul ball. Jack kept an eagle eye on all the players. He watched the Dodgers take their positions on the field. He watched the Braves batter choose a bat and head to home plate. He watched the Dodgers pitcher wind up and throw. The Braves batter hit the ball hard. It landed outside the foul line. Foul ball, called the umpire. Jack jumped up and ran to get the ball. He tossed it smoothly to the umpire at home plate. Then he returned to his stool. Now and then the wind gusted through the ballpark, but each time Jack grabbed his cap to make sure it stayed on his head. The pitcher pitched another ball. The batter swung his bat. He missed. Strike! The pitcher pitched again. The batter hit the ground ball. He dropped his bat and ran toward first base. The pitcher snatched it up and threw it. The first baseman caught it just before the batter reached the base. Out! Called the first base umpire. The Dodgers fans cheered. The Braves fans booed. Annie picked up the player's bat and returned it to the dugout. Jack darted to home plate and gave new baseballs to the umpire. As the game went on, Jack and Annie stayed in the center of the action, but they never got in the way. Jack picked up bats at the players. Annie picked up bats that the players dropped and replaced them in the rack. Jack kept a close eye on the baseballs. He counted the ones that went into the stands. He raced after foul balls. He carried 3 balls to the umpire for each 3 they lost. Fans cheered and booed. If the musicians in the stands didn't agree with the umpire's call, they played 3 blind mice. Finally, the Braves had 3 outs. It was time for the Dodgers to bat. Now their bat boys would look after the balls and bats. Jack and Annie headed to the clubhouse to get more water and towels for their team. Hey, kid, a Braves coach pointed to Jack. Move down the line. Jack understood perfectly, holding on to his cap. He jogged to the center field. Jack sat on a stool close to the stands. His job was now to retrieve ground balls outside the foul lines. Within minutes, a foul ball rolled into the right field. Jack ran and grabbed it. He tossed it perfectly to the Dodgers bat boy. Yes, Jack thought to himself. He couldn't wait to throw again. He sat back on his stool, pressed his cap on his head, and waited eagerly for more ground balls. But as the Dodgers kept batting, no more balls came Jack's way. For the first time, no, Maddie, be sweet.
Okay.
For the first time, he had a moment to think. Why did Morgan send us to this particular game? Jack wondered. Why did she call it a big day for baseball? Why did Otis say it was a big day too? So far, the game was pretty ordinary, Jack thought. It was even a little boring. He had only thrown a couple of balls and wouldn't get to bat at all. Hey, bat boy, a kid called from the stands behind him. More souvenir seekers, Jack thought. An autograph ball, another kid yelled. Jack ignored the kids shouting and refused to look over his shoulder. A Dodgers cap, a Brave cap, your cap. The begging soon turned into heckling and more booing. Go home! Go back where you came from! What do they mean, thought Jack. Can they tell I'm from Frog Creek? He tried to ignore all the shouting, but it was the hecklers sounded a little different now. Their voices had grown harsh and mean. They sounded like grown-ups, not kids. You don't belong here! Throw him out, Jack started to get angry. This was more than just annoying. Get out of here, another heckler shouted. Jack couldn't help it. He whirled around and yelled, You get out of here! To his surprise, Jack saw the hecklers weren't yelling at him or even looking at him. Don't let him bat, someone shouted. Throw him out, said another. They were shouting at the Dodgers player who was up at bat. Many in the stands were cheering for him, but these were very few. But these few were yelling really mean things. Why? Jack looked around. The batter was the black player he'd seen earlier. He seemed to be the only black player in this game. Is that why these people are yelling? Jack wondered. The batter hit the ground ball to third base. The third baseman grabbed it. He threw it to the first. Out! The umpire shouted. That's right. Throw him out, a woman shrieked. Jack was stunned. He didn't understand. The player ignored the jeers and walked calmly to the dugout with his head held high. Jack wished he could go talk to the player. He wanted to say something kind and supportive. Suddenly, a new batter hit the ground ball to left field. It was outside the line. Foul! The umpire shouted. Jack ran and got the ball. At the same time, a kid jumped over the wall of the stands. The kid ran to get the foul ball, too. Jack got there first, but as he bent down to grab the ball, the wind blew off his cap. The other boy snatched Jack's cap from the grass and took off. He took off with his hat. What do you think is going to happen? It's a magic hat, remember? So, it's kind of scary. Comment below what you think is going to happen with the boy that took his hat. All right. Join me later for chapter 6. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you at noon for our virtual show and tell. Can't wait to see all your fun items. Bye, guys.